Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Finding Nemo. This time around we are going through Mask Search, where we have to go through all the bubble rings, defeat all the enemies, and place the stones on the beds. Only this time, everything is a whole lot darker. We are going into the deep, dark depths of the ocean, into the abyss. As Dory, only this time we can actually see the characters. In the film, there's like no light down here whatsoever. And this level is full of all sorts of junk. I have no idea if it's supposed to still be part of the submarine, or if it's just a load of random wreckage that is not in the film. There's all sorts of things here, but I have no idea what they're supposed to be. So the thing with this level is that, well, in addition to the fact that everything is dark, there are moments where we're going to be under a time limit. It's supposed to like signify Dory's memory loss. Only problem is it doesn't really work with everything else in the level. You also have this. Ow! Luckily I had the krill protecting me. So the anglerfish is here. If you swim up too high, it's not everywhere.
Hey Dory, this way!
What? Who? Can I help you?
Yes, we're looking for a mask, remember?
Oh, yeah!
Come on then, follow me.
Okay.
Yeah, the anglerfish isn't everywhere, but it does show up if you go too high in certain places. Now this part, I hate these parts. Now I think you can actually backtrack. Once you've gone past the section and you've spoken to Marlin again, the time limit disappears and you can then backtrack here. I wasn't entirely sure if I could do that everywhere, so I sort of just went after everything beforehand. The problem is you've got the bubble rings, you've got the enemies to pop in the bubbles, and that's the problematic one. Because you're going to run out of time going after them. What's more is that you also have bubble rings above you that are way higher up in addition to those ones that are down at the bottom. The area is very tall. Oh no! Yeah, and it always brings you back to that beginning section of the level, and that's those bubble rings that I was talking about. And even then I still ran out of time. It's quite strict, it really is. Just be a tiny bit higher.
Yep, can't remember diddly.
I know.
Can't
You can hear Marlin in the background of this, because I recall the original like teaser trailers from Finding Nemo.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Hey there! Wow! You look just like that other fish back there.
That was me, Dory.
Really? Wow.
I don't know how we're gonna get past this.
Oh, I know! I know!
You do?
Nope.
I'm sure if we team up, we can do it. Just tag me with the action button if you need me to do something you can't.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's like you can't hear Marlin while Dory is saying that. Like, can't remember diddly. Yep, can't remember squat. That's right, diddly squat. And I recall Marlin did say that in like the initial teasers for Finding Nemo that were available when Monsters Inc. came out. And they actually recreated even Marlin's lines there. There's no subtitles for it, but yeah. You can backtrack through all this. But it's those really higher up bubble rings that are very easy to miss. Thankfully, I think it's the only time it does that. Okay, so our main gimmick of Mask Search is teamwork. So you go up to Marlin and Dory. In this case, you tap square, and whatever the equivalent is. And they got to perform certain tasks. So you need Dory to knock that thing out of the way. But she can't really get out because the rest of this random piping that's just here for no explained reason. I mean, it's just fallen down into the sea. What explanation do you need? But it actually seems, in some cases, it really does look like it's actually been built into the sea floor, way deep down. So we need Marlin to go through the smaller ones.
don't forget
And
me.
then Dory will tell you off if you try and go further on. So it's just a bit simple, but then you need Marlin to hit this switch. That's what you want to call it. Opens this thing up, and now Dory can get back through.
Hey, I'm the one that does the forgetting around here. You missing anyone?
And there we go. We have to be Dory in order to move on though.
Over to you.
And that's it. The first one is very simple. My paranoia for bubble rings. Which really gets to me at the end of the level. And now we have a slightly bigger one, I think. That might come a little bit later on. Whenever we get to it, The majority of the bubble rings are around the edges of the pipes or in the vertical sections there. So you really can't miss them. As long as you just explore every section of this piping, you should be fine. Now we're under another time limit section. Yeah, Marlin, you said that already. But Marlin can ignore all of these hazards because he has the power of the foreground, which I do not have.
Just keep tagging. Just keep tagging.
And that's what we gotta do here. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim. And all that stuff. See, I am backtracking just to make sure I didn't miss anything. This is all well and good, but it's completely irrelevant to what's actually going on. It's also here where you do start to notice the speed differences. You don't really tend to see it when you're just playing as a single character. And I guess the levels are built around that or something. Or maybe it's just only found in these levels just to make it seem like that's the case. Like, Dory is ever so slightly faster than Marlin. This is the only level that actually uses this teamwork mechanic, but it is later used in one of the bonus games. And that's where you have Nemo with you as well. You really notice the speed differences there. It's like, I hate it as a result. It's like, oh god, Nemo is so unbearably slow. It's not something you ever see when you're playing as just him. But when you have Marlin and Dory with him, you really notice it. But for all I know, they may have just nerfed him a bit just for that one minigame. Unfortunately, one thing you can't really escape in these levels is the sounds that the characters make whenever they're rubbing against something. It's kind of impossible to not hear during all of this because you're going to be hitting parts of these pipes. The characters can't just swim straight up and straight down. It's very difficult. Like, they're constantly moving ever so slightly forwards. Which makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's how a fish would swim. But as we saw just then, the puzzles are back once again. 3 levels in a row. Thankfully, this one is very, very simple. Just follow the colours. Just swim around. There. See how much simpler that one is? It's so much easier. Why can't they all be that easy? Because just wait till what we have coming up. Thankfully they do start to tone back on the puzzles a bit now. So we're still going to appear in, I think, 2 levels. And we've got one more bonus game with them. Actually, I think it might just be the 1 level now. Yeah, it's that one and I believe one more. And both of them are very simple. And then we have it in one more of the bonus games and that is far less simple. And there we go again. Don't bother going after all the shells here. Again, backtrack when you can. Don't do it on your first go. God, these time limits can be strict at points.
Just tag me when you need me, partner. Buddy, what's your name again?
Well, in fairness, I don't think Marlin ever actually does tell her his name, which is probably why she never says it in the movie, and is again why it sounds so weird when she does say it in Finding Dory. Right, so this is by far the biggest of these, and we also have the coloured stones to deal with as well. Over to you. It's like having the characters when the characters keep saying stuff whenever you switch in Sonic Heroes. There, here we go. Leave it to me. Got it. Right, so the blue one messes with you a bit. I missed this my first time round because you actually have to go backwards to out here where the bed is. And there we go. The other 2 are within all the pipes. Sadly, being the deep sea, aesthetically this level is not very interesting. Because this is what the deep sea looks like. It's black, black, more black. Because there's no sunlight down here. Thankfully, water pressure is not a problem in Finding Nemo, because Marlin and Dory should have been like crushed to death by this point, or something like that. I don't know how water pressure affects fish, because there are plenty of fish that live in the deep sea, but they will come closer to the surface at night time. That includes a number of very small creatures, so I don't know. I don't know how water pressure works with fish. I just know that when I'm there, I have to keep on like equalizing my ears, because otherwise there's just a load of water pressure against them. Okay. And water is not something you want to land on from a great height. Like, if you land on the surface of water from a really great height, it's worse than landing on concrete. The stuff is lethal. It's another level that has this annoying issue. Is that you hit that you go right through the shell, like you go past it. Like, I clearly should. There's one in there that I really should have picked up multiple times, but it just didn't work. So many bubble rings. The pathways we're making for Dory are so much simpler than the ones that Marlin has to take. I mean, he can take them afterwards, but even so. The tedium of it all is just that you have to keep going back and forth for so many small things. It's like, okay, I have taken control of... See, again, not picking it up. It's like I have to switch back to Dory just to do one simple thing, and then I've got to go all the way back to the start again to switch to Marlin, go all the way forward again to do whatever it needs to do there, and then I got to go back to Dory again, and it's just a back and forward so much. But thankfully, it's the only level where we have to worry about this. It's an interesting idea, it's just one that has a slight issue with going back to the starting point again. So if there was just a button, you could maybe like tag in and like they're hiding off screen. You press the button and they come in from the foreground. I feel like that could have been better. It also defeats the purpose of this structure, but you know, they could structure it differently. Only Dory can turn these wheels. What are they? Again, what is the design purpose of all of this? Because to a human, these pipes are tiny. So even Dory only just about fits in them. And she's a fish. This is where the paranoia really sits in. It's when you have just one bubble ring left and you're like, oh no. Oh no, you can't see it. It's fine, it's fine, it's further ahead in the level. There it is. And that makes you feel so much better once you know it's there. But it's no less terrifying. Right, one final last little bit. I believe I did go after the bubble ring first. Yep. And there we go. All 85 bubble rings. Mask, chase, and mask search. Similar names, same number of bubble rings. And there we go. Again, I believe you have to be Dory in order to finish the level. You can go to the end, but I don't think anything happens.
Over to you.
There's no reason why it couldn't happen. I could have sworn they found the anglerfish first and then the mask. Which does have all the icing on the back. That incredibly convenient writing. Who leaves their full name and address on the back of their mask? I mean, someone might, I don't know. But that apparently does include P. Sherman, 42, Wallaby Way, Sydney. It's actually called Wallaby Way, of course, because of course it is. Because it's Australia, mate. Okay, well, Anglerfish is the shortest and simplest level in the entire game. But before we do that... So, sometimes you could be in the bonus mission even longer than you can be in the actual level. As you can see with this, it's another puzzle. And my god, this... I mean, firstly, a number of the pieces look very similar to one another. We're going to be here a while, and that's with the footage sped up to 4 times the speed. Again, simple puzzle, it's bloat. Now, I was saying when I was making that dead puzzle in the last video, it's really annoying when you end up with like one piece that's out of place and everything else can go where it should be. All the time. It was just happening over and over and over again. And like 80% of the time, it was the exact same piece. It somehow kept on ending up where it kept on ending up back in the same spot over and over again. When I needed it to be, well, in a different spot. Whose idea was these things? I'll bet there's like a very simple way of doing all of these. I just don't know what that way is. Once you've messed up that way, things just get a whole lot harder. This is why I could never use a Rubik's Cube. And again, most Rubik's Cubes you buy are already made up, so I really don't see what the point of it is. Yeah, it starts with this little blue one that's got to be in the top left corner. And then it starts to become a bit that's supposed to be like the centre of Bloat's body. Just everything kept on being in the wrong location. And it's the same number of pieces as the Marlin and Dory one, but I don't find that made it... I still found this one to be much harder. Like, I completed the Marlin and Dory one faster than I completed the Tad one. And Submarine. And Hide and Seek. Not this one. And yet, so simple. But you know, you might be right there. But again, you don't realise what thing you need to do to solve it. So you do the wrong thing, and then all of your work gets messed up. But this is what kept happening. It's that one piece just kept on ending up in the wrong location. No matter how much I tried to move things around, it just was not working. It's like even at 5 times the speed, this thing goes on to about 5 minutes. Or 4 times. Even at 4 times the speed, the thing goes like, this thing takes like 5 minutes. See, now more pieces are in the wrong location. And still in the wrong location. So eventually I started trying to move other pieces around, and the problem just kept staying. It's still wrong. It's all still wrong. It's all still so wrong. And the problem came with trying to get Bloat's fin into the right part. I hate this puzzle so much. Thankfully, this is the last minigame where we have one of these. All the others, there's literally only like 1 more, 2 more after this, however many it was. I think it is just the one. There is 1 more of these left. And it's so much simpler to do. Like, you can literally solve it within seconds. Oh my god, we're finally there. Whew, that took forever. And that is at 4 times the speed. Wanna know how long it took me? Well, the regular level took me about... Well, yeah, you can see it right there. It took me about 14.5 minutes-ish. Can't see just there, the sand's in the way. How long did it take me? 18 minutes! It took me 18 minutes to do that puzzle. Thankfully that's it. And now we have the simplest level in the game that I still managed to mess up with, but unfortunately it's also just overall quite a tedious level, so that's the only reason I'm cussing with it. So we have the anglerfish. And remember submarine? The sections where we were getting chased by Bruce? Think of it as that, only a bit more difficult. And without all the 2D stuff in between. This is all you're doing. The entire level is nothing but this. So dodge out the way. You don't have Dory giving you a warning this time. You have got to be faster. Plenty of moments where I swear I should have got caught and I didn't. And then eventually I did. So we're doing again the bubble rings. They're always going to be in the middle. There's only one chase sequence where the bubble rings actually start moving, and that's where they're going to... Well, not moving, but it's not straight in front of you. That's where they can become a bit problematic. I'm sorry, if you could just bring it a little closer, I kind of need a light. That's great. Keep it right there. Just read it. Okay, okay. Mr. Bossy. The fish is also a lot quieter. She makes these slight growls every now and then. And that light is actually electrical. Like you can hear it buzzing when it hits it on the forehead. And then it consumes Marlin and its light at the same time. Light, please! Unfortunately, I got caught right at the end of the level. Like, right before the last set of bubble rings is when I got caught. And there we go. And that's a horrifying image right there. Thankfully, I don't think you need to restart the whole level. I think it just takes you back to the beginning of that section. And there we go. All you're doing is just swimming forward and trying to get out of the way a little bit. It's the closest this game ever gets to a boss fight, but it certainly isn't a boss fight. Indeed. I remember what it said. I usually forget things, but I remembered it that time. Oh wait, and where is that? I don't know, but who cares? Haha! I remembered. And then just casually return up to the place of shallower waters. Right, so our Anglerfish Chase's standard level isn't really all that complex. It gets a little bit more to it when it comes to the minigame. Once again, we are knocking a ball through those hoops. And this time the ball is found in here. Which automatically, if you try and knock it against the thing, it doesn't do anything. You've just got to if you just ignore it, the ball does very slowly rise back up. For some reason, it's the only time that ever happens. Normally it falls. Even though it's full of air, you'd think the thing would always just be floating towards the surface. But no, I guess it isn't full of air. I have no idea. I think this is based off of something in an actual Pixar short film. I think it's the same one that involves the lamp in the Pixar logo. Like, there's two of them. I forget the actual name of the lamp, but there's two of them. It's like an adult one and a young one, and the young one just wants to bounce on this ball, but then it squishes it under his weight. I like that one. I don't usually care for Pixar short films. There are some exceptions, and I'm not just talking about the ones that are like based on the films. Like, I really like the one that comes with Monsters Inc. It's For the Birds. I really like that one. But it is... one thing that Pixar really like doing with their short films is they have no dialogue. That's not always a bad thing, it's just that sometimes I'm not entirely sure exactly what is going on. Like, I think there was one where there was like two kinds of weather getting into a fight. There was the one that came with The Incredibles. It's I think it was The Incredibles anyway. It's like these two guys are trying to impress this little girl to give them a coin. All she wants to do is just put the coin in the wishing well, or in the fountain, I think it was. Not wishing well. She's trying to put the coin in the fountain. It's like one-man band. The other one that came with The Incredibles, I like that one. That one's actually got dialogue. Bounding. Bounding is good. It's the only one with dialogue that isn't just based off of the film. But For the Birds. For the Birds is probably my favourite one. That and the one that came with Finding Nemo, actually. Knick Knack. Knick Knack's a really good one too. Mainly just for the music alone. La 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 la. Only it sounds 100 times better than that. It sounds infinitely better than that. Sometimes trying to get the ball away from certain things can be annoying. So you just gotta know when to leave the ball to do its own thing sometimes. Yes, come on. I think it automatically goes upwards when it's inside the pipes. And there we go. Our time in the deep, dark ocean has finally come to an end. Now it's time to go into the not so deep, but also dark fish tank. So I will see you guys next time, where Nemo must face the trials of Mount Wanahakalogi. There's also a squishy.